Okay, James, we are ready to get going on your 6138 Panda, so let's go ahead and get you torn down and start the process. That's interesting. So it looks like somebody was in here at least in 2021 and one back perhaps in 1989. And we'll see about that. Anyway, it doesn't look like it's received much in the way of service. It's a little dark in here. Yeah. Well, we will get it better. You got a lot of wear here from your bearing. Alright, so this is not an original crown, but it seems to be doing the trick. You've had a little bit of loom repair here on your minute hand. Okay. Back of your dial is a 7.2. Back of your case is a 7.5. That's close enough, I would say. A couple months separating them, so that's good. Okay, James, well that's teardown complete. We're going to hand clean a few items, look over a few things that may need some special attention. But we'll be back with clean parts and ready to roll. All right, we'll be back. Okay, James, we're back. It's time to start the reconstruction process. We are out of the cleaner. We are looking pretty good. Everything looks well. Got a couple little things, but nothing too dramatic to talk about. All right, well, that's running. That's what we want to see. So let's put it on the time grapher and see how we did. Okay, so this isn't a bad place to start. So let's get going on making some adjustments here. See what we can, where we can get to. Oops, perhaps a little too far. Okay, let's be air. Let's let that catch its breath for a moment. We'll adjust out the rate here. Let's get that reset. All right, well, I think those numbers are pretty darn good as far as a starting point. We're gonna let the lubrication make its way around the movement and see what we get, but pretty solid. May have to take some of this rate back up a little bit, but at the moment, you know, I'm happy to let it just kind of find its happy spot. Coming up on 230, I think that's a good starting point. It's going to oscillate a little bit around, 230 or so. It's going to find its way. So we're going to watch this and make sure it's running well, and we'll be back. All right, James. Well, just a little update. Things are going really well for your movement. It's just performing really nicely, nice and clean. I was a little nervous that there was some moisture in this movement, which can often lead to problems with performance, but we've certainly done really well here. This is also due in part to the fact that I replaced your mainspring as it was a little bit weak. It just didn't quite have what it takes to get it there, and so I think the replacement was a good idea. It gets us to these kinds of numbers, which is exactly the kind of performance you want. So we're going to start getting it done. So flip over to the calendar side and finish the process. All right. All right, well, that's your movement built out. We are now going to move on to your dial and hands and get you back in the case. We'll be back. Okay, James, we are right here at the end. We're going to go ahead and put the final pieces in place. Well, there we are. Okay, well, that's it. Your movement is running fantastically well. We are finished with the service. This Panda is just looking great and running fantastic. I'm really happy with the outcome. Couple minor things, nothing too earth-shattering. There's, the case I left completely alone. I didn't polish or do anything besides put it through the sonicator and give it a good clean. Your dial and your hands are really very nice. You got a little bit of lume loss, and somebody touched it up here on, let me get this to focus. Somebody touched it up here on your minute hand a little bit. They did a good job, so I would say that's really nice. Everything else, got a new crystal. Came out great. You've had a couple little weird things. Let me just zoom out a little bit here so we can take a little bit of a look at what we've done. So I did go ahead and replace your mainspring. It just wasn't quite wasn't quite in the flatness and the shape of your terminal curve here. I just wasn't as happy as I am with a new one. So a new one is in. It's doing great. It's doing its job. We're going to send you this one back so you can take a look at it. You also had some other just minor things. You had, there's your crystal. You had a bunch of odd seals. Somebody had put some incorrect seals, and I can get the rest of them out of here. But they're a lot of times people will just have, you know, generic seals around. This is what they use for your case back, which you can see is completely incorrect. And your other seals for your pusher and your crown. A lot of times they'll double up these really tiny seals to make up for one. The other odd part that I just was kind of confused about was this one. This is part of your winding assembly, and it's your reduction gear. There's a line. I'm sorry for my dirty hands. I apologize. I was doing gardening today. There's a line here. See that right there? That's a crack. That's cracked. I don't know how that got cracked. I've never seen one cracked before, but I was lubricating it. I saw that line. I looked under a microscope. I could see through it. So that's certainly not right. So that's going to come back to you. You got a new one in there. Overall, though, everything just came out great. I think it's a beautiful watch. This is my favorite Seiko. I really enjoy these. They're just wonderful. Everything functions exactly as it should. You've got good good action on all the pushers. I'm going to take you through 24-hour. Changed over here. There's your date and day. And we can do your quick set here at 10 a.m. all the way around. Get you back to Sunday. Looking really nice. All right. Well, James, a beautiful watch. Came out really great. I'm very happy with the outcome. I hope you are too, and I look forward to getting this back to you along with your unchanged 6117. And yeah, thanks again, and thanks for watching.